is going on in Cleveland? Let me know what you guys would do. Would you keep Shedeur? In my opinion, from what I've seen, Shedeur might be the best quarterback they have on the roster. Yes, you have Flacco, and you don't need to start Shedeur right away, but you have a 5th-round pick who could end up being a starter, which you're not really going to have to pay all that much. I think that's a win-win for both the team and Shedeur, but hey, that's just me. Let me know down below if you think he should be the starter or if you think he even makes the team.
You know what? I think it's unfair for me to comment in I guess maybe on behalf of the industry. All I can say is this, the time that we spent with Shedeur, and what he's done throughout his college career is impressive. He's an impressive young man. He's a really good quarterback. Sometimes fit comes into play.
Andrew Berry just flipped the Browns depth chart like it was the craziest twist in a reality show. Nobody saw this coming. Forget the roses. Forget the dramatic eliminations. This was pure chaos. He basically looked at Dillon Gabriel and said, "Thanks for showing up," before sliding Shedeur Sanders right into the spotlight like the brand new star of Cleveland's football drama. Picture someone skipping the whole Disney line, cleats laced up, full swagger, and zero hesitation. That's Shedeur right now, walking in like he owns the scene. This move's loaded with drama, surprise, and a dash of comedy that's got everyone talking. Buckle up, because Cleveland just turned their quarterback room into a full-blown TV spectacle. The Browns really said, normal franchise? Not today. Just when it seemed like they were finally settling down, acting like a regular team, they flipped the whole board over and laughed while doing it. Andrew Berry stood between two choices: Dillon Gabriel, the steady, dependable vet, and Shedeur Sanders, the bold, untested, headline-snatching phenom. And you already know who stole the spotlight. Andrew Berry just made the kind of move that makes sports analysts choke on their morning coffee. No warning, no hesitation, just straight shock value. And of course, in true Cleveland fashion, they didn't roll this out quietly. Nah, they dropped it with full-on drama, like a season finale cliffhanger straight out of a wild soap opera. This wasn't just a basic roster update. This was a plot twist built to leave fans gasping for air. If the Browns were a reality TV show, this would be that jaw-dropping episode where they kick out the fan favorite in week 1 just to make the ratings explode. It's the kind of stunt that keeps everyone glued to their screens, wondering what in the world they'll do next. But hold up for a second. How did Shedeur Sanders, the kid who stormed into college football with a spotlight brighter than anything since Tim Tebow, suddenly leap over Dillon Gabriel, a quarterback with a resume longer than a CVS receipt? That's not just luck. That's a headline moment waiting to happen. See, Shedeur's got something Gabriel simply doesn't. A last name that rings louder than any stadium speaker. It's like built-in Wi-Fi that instantly connects him to every camera and mic across the nation. And let's be real. His father, Dillon Sanders, doesn't just sell football dreams, he delivers them with that signature primetime flair. The man is a walking brand, a non-stop marketing machine that never takes a day off. And if you think Andrew Berry wasn't peeping that energy, think again, because here's the real play. Cleveland's not just trying to win football games, they're trying to win the spotlight. Cleveland isn't just chasing wins, they're selling a dream to the whole city. And what better way to spark hope than to crown the shiny, marketable, headline-grabbing quarterback as the face of the future? Dillon Gabriel might give you safe, steady football, but Shedeur Sanders brings noise, buzz, and fans lighting up timelines before he's even taken a single real snap. But don't get it twisted. This isn't some celebrity publicity stunt. Andrew Berry's not in his office flipping through magazine covers like he's picking out wallpaper. There's a real strategy behind this madness. A bold, risky kind of logic that starts to make sense once you look close enough. Think about it. Shedeur's the definition of high risk, high reward, and Berry just handed him the entire Browns offense like, here, run the show. That's not hesitation. That's confidence mixed with a dash of chaos. Let's keep it real. When was the last time Cleveland played it safe at quarterback and it actually worked out? The Browns have gone through QBs faster than social media trends. You blink and boom. There's a brand new one under center trying to fix years of heartbreak. So maybe Berry finally said, forget the safe route. He's betting big, going all in on a quarterback with real star power and a name that sells out jerseys before training camp even starts. And if it all blows up, at least it'll explode with style. And the whole country will be watching every second of it. Now the whole city's split. Half the fans are hyped out of their minds, and the other half are staring at their screens like, did that really just happen? Cleveland's been through so many rebuild promises that folks stopped buying the hype. But this move, this one's different. It's flashy, unpredictable, and maybe just crazy enough to work. Shedeur Sanders walking into that locker room isn't just another rookie showing up for camp. It's a full-on media storm. Cameras flashing, microphones everywhere, teammates whispering like they just saw a celebrity touchdown on set. The man hasn't even thrown a pass yet, but the energy around him is louder than the dog pound on a Sunday. And you know the media's eating this up. Every headline, every tweet, every hot take is about Shedeur and how he's about to change Cleveland forever. The pressure's wild, but Shedeur's been living in the spotlight his whole life. This is just another day at work for him, except now, the whole NFL's watching to see if the hype turns into highlight reels. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel's stuck in the middle of the chaos, cool as ever, just grinding and waiting for his shot. That's the part that makes this story even crazier, because if Shedeur slips even once, that door swings wide open again. Andrew Berry knows he lit a fire in the locker room. Competition, tension, motivation, all cooking at once. But that's exactly how Cleveland operates. Calm doesn't build legends, chaos does. And if Shedeur Sanders can handle the storm and actually deliver, then this might just be the boldest gamble in Browns history. And it's only getting started. Training camp's about to feel like a full-blown reality show now. Cameras everywhere, fans crowding the fences, and every throw turning into a viral clip within minutes. Shedeur's stepping onto that practice field with the weight of a whole franchise on his shoulders, and every move he makes is getting dissected like it's a national event. Reporters are already setting up their QB battle headlines, and you can feel the tension in the air. Dillon Gabriel's not backing down, not even close. He's been around, he's got the reps, and he's out there reminding everyone that calm and consistency can still win games. But then there's Shedeur, slinging passes with swagger, smiling like the cameras are part of his warm-up routine. It's confidence versus composure, and Cleveland's eating it up. The fans are split down the middle, one side chanting, "Primetime's kid," while the others yelling, "Give Dillon the job." It's pure chaos, the kind that fuels sports talk shows for weeks. And let's be honest, that's exactly what the Browns wanted. Attention, excitement, and a quarterback battle that feels like a blockbuster movie. Andrew Berry might not say it out loud, but he knows what this means for the brand. Every national network's pulling up to camp. Every sports site's talking Browns football again. Not because of another rebuild, but because of buzz. Now it's all eyes on Shedeur. Can he actually live up to that last name under real NFL pressure? Or will Dillon quietly take back control and flip the story again? One thing's for sure, Cleveland hasn't felt this electric in years. Whether it ends in glory or disaster, the whole league's watching every snap like it's must-see TV. Preseason is coming fast, and the Browns' quarterback room feels like a ticking time bomb ready to explode. Every snap, every read, every mistake, it's all magnified under a microscope the size of the whole NFL. The vibe in Cleveland right now, pure tension mixed with hype. Nobody knows who's actually going to take that first real game snap, and that mystery's driving everyone wild. Shedeur Sanders has the swagger turned all the way up, walking into the huddle like he's been here for years. The dude's got confidence for days, and when he throws a tight spiral downfield, you can feel the crowd lean in like they're watching history unfold, but you can also sense that tiny bit of pressure creeping behind the smile, because one bad day could flip this entire storyline upside down. Then there's Dillon Gabriel, calm, collected, and quietly dangerous. He's not out here chasing headlines, he's chasing the job. Every rep he takes feels like a reminder to everyone that experience still counts. It's like watching two completely different worlds collide, the flashy phenom and the seasoned pro, and neither one's backing off. Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are standing on the sideline like chess masters, trying not to show a single emotion. They know one choice could define the next few seasons or blow up everything they've built. Cleveland's energy right now is wild. Reporters camped out, fans arguing online, everyone waiting for that one big announcement. The Browns haven't had this kind of spotlight in forever, and they're milking every second of it. Whatever happens next, one thing's guaranteed. When the dust settles, the quarterback who survives this storm will have earned every bit of that spotlight. Of course, the fan base is split right down the middle, and it's getting loud. Half of Cleveland's yelling that Shedeur Sanders is the truth, the future, the chosen one who's finally going to break the Browns' never-ending quarterback curse. The other half's shaking their heads, saying Andrew Berry just swapped out stability for a shiny headline, like he's running a PR campaign instead of a football team. And honestly, both sides have a point. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just a quarterback, he's a full-blown storyline walking in shoulder pads. This is the same dude who survived one of the toughest offensive lines in college football, still throwing bombs while his jersey looked like it went through a blender. That kind of grit doesn't come easy. It's earned. But even with all that, let's not forget he hasn't thrown a single NFL pass yet. The hype's real, but so is the pressure. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel brings that coach's dream: experience, control, consistency, the kind of stuff that wins quiet games. But what he doesn't bring is that spark, that instant buzz that gets the cameras rolling and the fans losing their minds. Andrew Berry wasn't trying to play it safe, though. He's gambling big on the idea that chaos might finally lead to change. If Shedeur flames out, then yeah, he'll just become another chapter in Cleveland's long, tragic list of almost quarterbacks. But here's where the genius kicks in. Berry's move isn't just about stats or wins, it's about culture. Cleveland's been starving for a quarterback who doesn't just play the game, he changes the energy of the entire city. Cleveland's been desperate for someone the whole city can rally behind, a real face of hope. The fans are worn down, frustrated, and tired of pretending that the 29th starter since 1999 was somehow the one. It's been heartbreak on repeat for decades. But by putting Shedeur Sanders on top, Andrew Berry just gave Cleveland something priceless, a reason to dream again. And in football, sometimes dreams hit harder than the final score. But don't count Dillon Gabriel out, not even close. His story's far from finished, and that's what makes this setup so wild. Nothing in the NFL creates chaos quite like a quarterback controversy. It's the league's favorite soap opera subplot. Two talented players, one starting job, and a fan base ready to erupt after every single snap. Gabriel's way too skilled to just disappear into the background, which means every time Shedeur makes a mistake, it's going under a microscope turned all the way up. One bad throw, headline, one interception, debate show material, one touchdown, Twitter meltdown. The Browns aren't just playing football anymore. They're headlining their own full-time reality series, and the whole world's tuning in. Every pass, every drive, every touchdown or fumble is about to spark a storm of hot takes, memes, and fiery arguments flying across the internet. And you know Dillon Sanders is going to be sitting front row with that signature grin, ready to remind the world exactly whose son just became the new face of the Cleveland Browns. And don't sleep on that locker room angle either. Players can feel who carries that real swagger. They know when a guy walks in with the kind of presence that changes the whole vibe of the room. And Shedeur's already stirring that energy up big time. You can feel the shift in that locker room. Players see it, fans sense it, and suddenly there's this electric spark running through the whole franchise. Cleveland's got a storyline that could actually rewrite their identity, and Andrew Berry knew exactly what kind of chaos he was cooking up. This wasn't just a small depth chart shuffle. This was a full-on statement. It's about headlines, energy, and breaking free from that endless loop of quarterback heartbreak that's haunted this city for decades. But come on, it's Cleveland. Nothing here ever comes easy. Between the heartbreaks, the drama, and the weather that ruins every good tailgate, this city's built to survive pain. So when Berry took that gamble on Shedeur Sanders, he wasn't just rolling dice, he was trying to change the script. This move could make him look like a football genius way ahead of his time, or have fans lighting up social media calling for his job, yelling that Dillon Gabriel should have been the starter from day one. And that's exactly what makes it so wild. It's bold, messy, unpredictable, and guaranteed to keep everyone locked in. Even with all the buzz, the hype, and Berry basically planting a giant neon sign in the locker room flashing Shedeur time, there are still critics saying he shouldn't start yet, but Berry's not buying into that cautious nonsense. He's not here to play it safe or stash Shedeur on the sideline like some project. He's not letting him fetch water bottles while Gabriel racks up forgettable snaps. Berry's betting on fire, not patience. Because in Cleveland, playing it safe never made headlines, but taking a risk, that's how legends or chaos get made. Berry's all in. No safety net, no slow rollout, just pure faith that Shedeur Sanders can carry the weight of an entire city on his shoulders. He's handing him the keys to Cleveland's offense and saying, drive it like you stole it. That's gutsy, maybe even reckless, but that's the exact kind of energy Cleveland's been starving for. The buzz around training camp feels unreal now. Fans camping outside the gates, reporters fighting for sideline spots, and every throw Shedeur makes turning into a viral clip before he even wipes the sweat off his face. You can almost feel the tension between confidence and chaos with every rep he takes. And Dillon Gabriel, he's still right there, cool and patient, like a storm waiting in silence. He's not the type to fold. He's watching, studying, preparing for that one moment when the script might flip again. That quiet competition is fueling everything. The players feel it, the coaches feel it, and the city's feeding off it like it's oxygen. Berry didn't just start a quarterback competition, he started a cultural reset. He's forcing the Browns to think bigger, not just about football, but about identity, pride, and what it means to believe again. Cleveland's been stuck in a loop of almost seasons and maybe next year's, but this move screams something different. Risk, swagger, and a shot at rewriting their story. The whole league's watching now, analysts, rivals, even former players. Everyone's waiting to see if Shedeur's hype turns into history or heartbreak. But one thing's clear, win or lose, this isn't the same old Browns anymore. This team's got personality, controversy, and a storyline that's bigger than the game itself, and Shedeur Sanders just became the face of it all. Now the countdown's on, preseason's creeping closer, and Cleveland's sitting on one of the most talked about storylines in the entire NFL. Every sports show's running highlight clips, every headline's got Shedeur Sanders' name plastered in bold, and fans can't stop arguing about what's coming next. The tension's electric. It's not just football anymore, it's theater. Inside that locker room, you can feel the shift. Veterans who've seen it all are side-eyeing the rookie with curiosity, wondering if this kid's really built for it. Some are hyped, some are cautious, but everyone knows something big is brewing. Shedeur walks through those doors with cameras flashing, energy pulsing, and that calm, confident look that says he's not here to blend in. He's here to take over. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel's handling it like a pro. No whining, no drama, just pure grind. He's the kind of player who lets his game do the talking, and that silent pressure he brings, it's real. Every time Shedeur drops back, Gabriel's presence is right behind him, pushing him, testing him, making him prove every bit of that hype. Andrew Berry's standing back, probably smiling to himself, because this is exactly what he wanted. Competition that lights a fire under the whole team. He knows what this kind of intensity can do to a franchise. It forces everyone to level up. Cleveland hasn't felt this alive in years. The practices are packed, social media's on fire, and the fans are counting down days like it's a movie premiere. No matter how it plays out, this moment, this rivalry, this spark has already flipped the Browns' image overnight. Whether Shedeur shines or stumbles, he's changed the way people talk about Cleveland football, and the story's only just getting started. The season's almost here, and Cleveland's heartbeat is pounding like kickoff can't come fast enough. The whole city's riding on this new chapter. Banners with Shedeur's face, fans rocking Prime Legacy shirts, and every sports bar buzzing with nonstop debate. You can feel the hope mixing with nerves, because in Cleveland, belief always comes with a side of fear. Shedeur's stepping into that spotlight with the kind of confidence that feels cinematic. Chest out, eyes locked in, not running from the pressure, but feeding off it. Every practice snap looks sharper, every deep ball draws louder cheers, and the team's starting to move with a different kind of rhythm, like they know something special might be brewing. But make no mistake, Dillon Gabriel's not fading out. He's staying locked in, laser focused, waiting for that moment when opportunity cracks open again. He's been around long enough to know that the NFL doesn't care about hype, it cares about execution, and that's what makes this entire setup so electric. One rookie with star power, one vet with steady control, both fighting for a city that's desperate to win. Andrew Berry's gamble is about to hit the field for real now. No more headlines, no more predictions, just raw results. Every throw, every drive, every decision will be judged by millions. And Cleveland fans, they'll love hard, but they'll turn quick if things go sideways. That's just the reality of this town. Loyal, but unforgiving. Still, you can't deny it. There's a new kind of energy pulsing through the Browns locker room. It's louder, riskier, more alive than it's been in years. Whether this gamble turns Berry into a genius or another name in the Browns' long story of heartbreak, one thing's for sure, Cleveland's got its fire back, and it's burning bright. Andrew Berry's done watching the Browns drown in quarterback purgatory, 2 whole decades of false hope, and maybe next year heartbreak. He's had enough of the rinse and repeat cycle. He doesn't want another safe experiment or another steady hand holding down mediocrity. He wants spark, fire, momentum, and most of all, he wants Shedeur Sanders right in the front seat, driving this thing full speed ahead. Because let's be real, the idea that Shedeur should wait his turn behind Dillon Gabriel, that's straight up comedy. Wait his turn? Since when do franchise quarterbacks take numbers like they're standing in line at the DMV? Nobody told Justin Herbert to wait. Nobody told Joe Burrow to sit quietly behind a vet and ease in. So why in the world should Cleveland, of all teams, suddenly start playing it safe now? Please, the Browns playing it safe makes about as much sense as a toddler trying to eat soup with a fork. It's messy, pointless, and it's just not happening. Shedeur doesn't need sideline time, he needs first-team reps. You don't build greatness by waiting around. If patience made legends, Ryan Fitzpatrick would be swimming in Super Bowl rings right now. Shedeur already proved he thrives in chaos. Look back at his days in Colorado. The man was running for his life behind an offensive line that looked like it got recruited off the street, and he still made magic happen every single week. He was out there dodging defenders like he was on American Ninja Warrior, spinning, sprinting, and launching bombs downfield like a highlight machine. If Shedeur could survive that circus, then Cleveland's offensive line is basically a luxury suite. Give him time in the pocket, give him NFL-level weapons, and watch how fast he turns heads. Of course, the skeptics are hanging on to Dillon Gabriel like he's some kind of safety net, the just-in-case guy, the comfort option when things get wild. But Barry didn't build this roster to play it safe. He built it to shock the league. Let's get one thing straight. Dillon Gabriel is good. He's smooth, polished, efficient, and he's got the kind of game tape that makes scouts nod like, yeah, that's solid work right there. But let's be honest. He's not Shedeur Sanders. Gabriel brings control, but Shedeur brings electricity, that wild, unpredictable energy that turns a regular Sunday game into a full-blown event. Gabriel's dependable, no doubt, but Shedeur, he's straight up box office. And Andrew Barry isn't just putting together a football team, he's building a show. He wants Cleveland back in the national conversation for the right reasons, not as the punchline to another sad NFL joke. Think about how ridiculous it sounds to even suggest holding Shedeur back. That's like buying a Ferrari and then deciding to cruise around in your old Corolla instead. Sure, the Corolla will get you from point A to point B, but nobody's pulling out their phone to record it. Cleveland finally got something flashy, powerful, and loud. Why keep it in the garage? Yeah, Shedeur might stumble. He might look like a rookie tossed into deep water sometimes. But who cares? The Browns have lived through every quarterback disaster you can name. They've seen chaos, heartbreak, and collapses that could fill a Netflix docuseries. Failure doesn't scare this city. It's practically tradition here. What matters is that slim, dangerous, thrilling chance that Shedeur Sanders isn't just another name buried in Cleveland's quarterback graveyard, but the one who finally flips the script. And that's exactly why Andrew Barry's refusing to cave to the bench him crowd. He's not ignoring the critics. He's stomping their arguments with steel cleats. Shedeur sitting behind Gabriel, not a chance on Barry's watch. This move screams, I didn't bring this man here to hold a clipboard. I brought him to carry a city. And in Cleveland, that's real weight. This city's been searching for a quarterback savior longer than some fans have even been alive. But here's what the doubters keep missing. Shedeur doesn't just survive the spotlight, he thrives in it. The pressure doesn't break him, it fuels him. The brighter the lights, the louder the noise, the tougher the moment, the more Shedeur Sanders turns up. That's exactly why Andrew Barry's move hits so hard. It's fearless, loud, and straight to the point. You don't build confidence by keeping Shedeur Sanders locked on the bench. You build it by throwing him straight into the fire and letting him light the whole city up. The thought of Shedeur running Cleveland's offense isn't just exciting. It feels like a full-on shift in energy. Picture it, Shedeur in shotgun, the stadium shaking, the dog pound roaring like thunder, and him carving up defenses with that smooth swagger that makes even neutral fans lean in closer to their screens. That's not just a play call, that's a statement. That's the vision Barry's betting on, and it's bigger than football. Even on the marketing side, this move changes everything. Cleveland's never been the NFL's dream destination. Free agents don't exactly line up to freeze through Ohio winters just to join a rebuild, but throw Shedeur Sanders into the mix and suddenly Cleveland's cool again. The national buzz starts rolling, primetime games come calling, and those Browns jerseys flying off shelves like crazy. Barry knows this isn't just about putting a quarterback under center. It's about putting Cleveland back in the spotlight. He's rebuilding the brand, not just the roster. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel becomes that quiet side character, steady, reliable, respected, but overshadowed by the headline star. It's not shade, it's just how this story's written. And when people whisper that Shedeur might not get his chance, remember, those whispers aren't coming from Andrew Barry. He already made his call loud and clear. Barry's not bubble wrapping Shedeur or easing him in with training wheels. He's throwing him straight into the driver's seat and yelling, hit the gas. That's exactly what this city's been craving. Raw energy, real fire, and something worth believing in again. Because whether Shedeur dominates or struggles, one thing's guaranteed, it won't be boring. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more wild sports stories and deep dives. See you on the next one.